Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you could see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing the 2016 model year debut Omega Speedmaster Moonwatch, gray side of the moon with meteorite dial and Sedna red gold tachymeter bezel, a timepiece that is gray sized, which is to say it's the size of the gray side, 44.25 millimeters. The watch is easy to wear on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist because although it does have some gold componentry, the ceramic is very light indeed. 50 millimeters from lug to lug means it's nicely constrained for a 44 plus, and the watch is thick though not overpowering, 16.3. It'll fit underneath a jacket cuff, just not a tight dress sleeve. 21 millimeters the spacing between the lugs, and the strap is very substantial. Getting a little bit closer, you can see that it's bolstered, so there's material stuffed inside it to give it some volume and body. And then it has a light contrasting white stitch. It's a sort of anthracite gray, a smoky gray, and there is a large rectangular scale alligator leather with a folded edge. You can see it tapers off nicely from the bolstered elements to the tapered elements, and you can see calfskin on the underside with a lovely contrasting red stitch. The tapered elements of the strap terminating in a hybrid clasp. It's a combination of titanium and double finished ceramic, which is very impressive. A sort of plasma arcing is used to create this polished appearance to the ceramic. It's not so much that it's polished as the fact that it looks as though it's actually a metal solid, which is very impressive. Internally you can see it's a titanium clasp body. You tuck in the strap, and note that there's a gusset sewn into the strap so you can't gouge its apertures. And then once it's sized, you actually see no excess length when it's on the wrist, and there are no strap minders on the strap itself, so it's a very clean clasp design. Works well in conjunction with that gusset system. And then you've got the twin triggers, so this ceramic capped clasp, which is just as scratch resistant as the case, requires you to depress both triggers to pop it open. It cannot accidentally deploy. The case band is gorgeous and striking. You see that same incredible metallic-like polish on the flared bevel of the lug, and you can see it runs from side to side, though it thins out at the mid-case. And the mid-case itself, when viewed in its sheer profile, has a satin finish that runs end-to-end. It's not so much that there's differential finish, it's that the differential finish is executed in the exact same style and the exact same tolerances as if it were a conventional metal. To do that with ceramic is very tough, and it's a testament to the technical capability of the Swatch Group. You can see the crown. We shall return here with the loom shot, as well as the chronograph pushers ready and waiting. They've got a little bit of a sunken shear guard profile, and then the bezel itself is a combination of Omega Sedna red gold, which is to say it's basically Omega's answer to Rolex Ever Rose, with a highly copper infused alloy that looks more red than pink or rose, and there's a lot of platinum or palladium to prevent it from oxidizing. You can also see that there is a ceramic insert, so you get a combination of gold and scratch resistant ceramic. Together they're known as Ceragold, and they're permanently co-molded, so you have an upscale set of materials, two of them, in the bezel. You have a lovely box section sapphire designed to evoke a Moonwatch Hesalite, albeit with modern scratch resistance, characteristic of synthetic sapphire. The dial featuring real rose gold applique indices and rose gold hands. Twin registers, you can see there's a mono counter over at 3 o'clock with the hours and the minutes, so you get a clean vintage inspired double register chronograph dial with tri-register capability. You'll also appreciate the fact that the oxidized and stabilized Widmanstätten pattern of the meteorite dial is easy to view. You need no loop, no special magnification. It's easy to see with the naked eye, even from a few feet away. It is a spectacular testament to a material of celestial origin on display in a watch made famous by its trips into the cosmos. So you have both the meteorite and the Moonwatch theme going in tandem, and they complement each other quite nicely. You'll also appreciate the fact that there is a time zone function, so you can actually jump the date forward or backwards as you cross the international date line. Note that the chronograph keeps operating, and the other functions, such as constant seconds, the minutes of the day, they're not lost. There's no imprecision introduced boost as you jump the hour while traveling, so that time zone feature is a lovely resource for those of you who will travel with the watch. Pull the crown out all the way and you have conventional stop seconds or hacking to set against a reference time. Now the watch does feature a vertical clutch, so you can see how there's no stagger or jump to the seconds hand when I start it up because there's no play in a vertical clutch. The other advantage of a vertical clutch is that you can just leave it running with no additional hazard, wear, or tear to the movement. A column wheel, you can actually see the column wheel. Underneath its skeletonized bridge, it is very crisp, and that's the advantage of a column wheel chronograph. The feel and the sound. This is a feature that a conventional Moonwatch with its cam system does not enjoy. 54 joules, automatic winding, twin mainspring barrels, 60-hour power reserve, caliber 9300. It's a tri-level coaxial as envisioned by George Daniels, who invented the coaxial in the early 70s. Coaxial industrialized by Omega in the late 90s and perfected by Omega in the mid-2000s with the 8500 and 9300 series. Full balance bridge with a free-sprung index for shock resistance. It beats away at the quirky coaxial specific 25,200 vibrations per hour. 50 meters water resistant. It's not an aquatic watch, but on the other hand, you've got a Seamaster for that. The twin mainspring barrels are not just there to give you a 60-hour power reserve. They're there because having double barrels ensures better torque release to the escapement over the course of the power reserve. So unlike Rolex with its single barrel, which suffers considerable drop-off of amplitude after 24 hours, these don't really have that problem because of the twin barrels. And of course, this 54 joule movement with the coax is also a COSC certified Swiss chronometer, so it runs the table in terms of feature content and also has a very cool domed sapphire over its caseback. Blackened screws and arabesque Côte de Genève, mechanically applied features, but beautifully designed and thoughtfully rendered. You can see this lovely and rare meteorite dial, Sedna red gold, gray side of the moon, and make it yours on the watch box. Omega Speedmaster gray side of the moon. Remember I said we'd revisit the crown during the loom shot? There is the fully loomed crown of the gray side of the moon.